Hello and good afternoon to everybody to our webinar, Why Data Trust and Data Quality Matter. I'm Slavko Kastilic, I'm running the sales in CRMT, and I hope you will enjoy this webinar today. So first of all, some housekeeping. So webinar is recorded. You are all on mute. If you would like to have ask us questions or something or comment anything, just please use chat. Then it can be everything. So practically content related technicalities or just say hello. Let you know that we will make some kind of drawing after that. So basically what we would like to do is to have a, let's say, one-on-one meeting with one of you who will survive the complete webinar today. It will be focused on data management topics. So basically you can ask the questions that you are that are related for today's agenda. Few minutes. I will take few minutes for the introduction of the company because there are a lot of people not knowing us yet. Then Rusmir will have the main presentation about data quality and why it's important and how it influences data trust and data related issues in the company. We will also have some time for questions and answers at the end. So what's about CRMT? CRMT is a company that implements, let's say, advanced data management solutions, then corporate performance management and regulatory compliance solutions, and also robotic process automations. Here are some figures. We were established 2005. Now we have around 35 consultants and plenty of projects we are working on, practically the, let's say, Central East Europe in different projects for, let's say, and we are expanding, let's say, this our presence in let's say in Europe as well. So we started in Slovenia, but now we are working practically in complete Europe, and we also have projects in US, but they're not so plenty of those. Some of our, let's say, important references, we cannot publish everything, but there are some important references. Mainly we are working on banks and insurance companies, then also on telco industry and and the retail industry as well. So where a lot of data is we need to bring all this data together, integrate them, consolidate, and everything else, and prepare to analysis. What we are saying, best of breed solutions. So first of all, we are working practically on every technology that is in a company already. But when companies are having problems or they have challenges in some technologies or something like that, we are also offering some kind of, we are calling them best of breed solutions from different areas. Means data management area we are covering with talent, which will be, let's say, focus for today. Exasol and Hewlett-Packard with Esmeral, then MicroStrategy. Next, we are using Wolters Kluwer for regulatory compliance and corporate performance management solutions, and robotic AI for robotic process automation. Today's focus is DAMA. We call it data management, but it comes from Data Management Association. It's an independent board. And today's focus, it covers, let's say, 11 different areas of data management that are practically all of those interrelated. So data quality influences everything from data modeling, design, security, interoperability, and so on. So it's really important stuff in the complete data management lifecycle circle. That is one of those areas. And with that, I will let Russo start his presentation. I hope you will enjoy it, and at the end we will come together. So basically, again, just to make some kind of closing.
Welcome to this session. Today is all about why data trust and data quality matter. But before we begin, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rusmir Čulić and I am a Sales and Marketing Associate for Data Management Solutions and Robotic Process Automation here at CRMT. Feel free to contact me. My email address is shown in the bottom left corner of the screen, or you can scan the QR code and get in touch with me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to connect with any of you. Some of you might remember our past events, notably workshops that we hosted together with our partners at Talent, where you had a chance to test the Talent Pipeline Designer and Talent Studio. I'll make sure to send you a link and grant access to anyone interested in our thank you email. And as you can see today, we are talking about data quality and data trust. Our agenda today sets out to better understand what we mean by quality and trust in the context of data. So that's the first topic. Then we'll go to understanding the problems, how to build users' confidence, how to transition to data health, and what you can do to improve data quality fast, but also in the long term. First, let's see the definition and perceptions of quality and trust in our general lives today. So no data quality, no data trust, but just these two words and the definitions associated with them. When it comes to general understanding, we tend to compare the quality of things, but it's really the degree of excellence that we're looking for. So here's one definition on quality. It's something that reaches a certain degree of excellence. You might use words to help you describe examples of quality, such as accuracy or durability or reliability, the list goes on, but we might use those words to describe something which we view as quality item or a quality service. When we talk about trust, on the other hand, here it says is a firm belief in the reliability, truth, or ability of someone or something. We're really talking about our perception and our belief about the quality of the object or service. There's a difference between quality and trust, obviously, quality typically being a measurable thing, whereas trust is more of a faith aspect that we have on top of that, on top of the quality. And if we were to look at examples of how we might describe trust in our lives, we find words like authenticity, dependability, faith, or the influence that something or someone has on us. Still, quality and trust are dependable. I think that there is a direct relationship between something being of quality in nature and our trust level. Basically, the better the quality, the higher the level of trust. So the question is, why quality and trust are important to us? We look at quality and trust all around us in the products and services that we consume today. We developed this sophisticated way of measuring and verifying quality and confidence in these assets through third-party systems such as the British Standards Institute or BSI with their kite mark symbol. So when people in the UK see products or services associated with BSI, they have a certain perception of quality and therefore trust. Perhaps another example, even more global, I dare say, is that a product made in Germany, for instance, will automatically instill trust in us, or at least majority of us. So why? Because Germany is a country with an established reputation in the world of producing high quality products. Some other countries enjoy a similar reputation like Switzerland, but might be associated with a specific product or service, like hand watches or trains or whatever. So moving on, we also expect measurement and certification of the quality of the products and services we assume. So there's no doubt that in our general lives, quality and trust are very important to us in making decisions around products and services that we consume. Now, why shouldn't we expect the quality and trust from data? and why do we need them, right? So data is rapidly becoming your first-class citizen, a key asset of all businesses. At the end of the day, we use data to drive our business insights and decisions. So let's see some of the drivers why we need data quality and data trust. So there's an increasing demand for reliable data insights, an increasing complexity of data landscapes from the scope, the type, the volume, the veracity, and the variety of data that organizations maintain. There's ever more reliance on accurate, timely, complete, consistent, and accessible data. Therefore, your data quality is a foundational aspect of any data strategy. But is data quality enough? Is the data used by the consumers, and how do they rate it? So data quality can take us only so far, but like the products and services that we consume, we need to understand if we can depend upon data and trust it. Let's take a look at Gartner's definition of data quality. Gartner says that data quality is the foundation of everything that's built on an organization's data assets, and more importantly, that poor data quality can destroy business value or reputation. Gartner also continues and estimates that the poor data quality costs around $13 million per year on average for an average organization. That is a lot of costs, but more importantly, a lot of opportunity to reclaim the cost if companies manage their data better. Data trust, which is the third, let's say, aspect here, is essentially an augmentation of data quality, focusing on the additional dimensions like adoption, social curation, and as we would term it, alignment with business outcomes. Here you can see that Talent places data trust as one of the key components to successfully use your data. That's great. However, what I really like here is the idea of trust being a measurable and a quantifiable capability, and this is what Talent is aiming to do. I'll just leave you with that thought. I really like that. So, unfortunately, many organizations still don't implement regimented data quality practice today. This is even true with some Talent customers as well, who have access to all of the data quality capabilities and have not yet unlocked the potential to use them. So now let's define data trust as opposed to data quality. I'll just go ahead and read this. It says, data trust means having confidence that your organization's data is accurate, relevant, and fit for purpose, always. Basically, your organization's data is not a project. It's not an application, it's not some siloed data that you might have, but rather it's something constant and is always happening as opposed to a moment in time. All right, we go to the next chapter, understanding the challenges. So what's going wrong, right? What do we do wrong, and how do we get a handle on data quality or the lack of data trust in our data, and the implications? What are the implications of not addressing it? So if you can't measure your data, you can't manage it. So measuring data quality is critical. There's a simple equation which goes: good quality data drives accurate analysis, which enables trusted business decisions. Most data quality might be easy to recognize, at high level, for instance, gaps in data, but it is actually quite difficult to determine the qualitative aspects of data quite precisely. We need to consider multiple attributes of the data for the context and the measurement that we need to apply to them. Not a single set of data is necessarily used in the same way, and therefore we might need to look at different aspects of the data. And so Talent introduced the concept of 6 data quality dimensions, which are measurement attributes that you can individually assess and interpret on any data set. Dimensions allow you to capture the attributes that are specific to your context. For example, patient data in hospitals must be complete, accurate, and timely, because otherwise this can literally be a question of life and death. Whereas for your marketing campaign, which is not as important, let's say, right? The focus might be on your customer's uniqueness, and if you misalign here, you can miss the target and you can end up having, I don't know, low customer satisfaction or poor brand impact or something like that. Exploring data quality dimensions. Yeah, let's see which 6 core dimensions Talend introduced. So we have completeness. The question here is the data sufficiently complete for its intended use? Timeliness, is this the most recent data? Validity, does the data come or conform to its intended technical specification like a schema or a syntax? Uniqueness, are the duplicate items in the data? Accuracy, is the data correct, reliable? And finally, consistency, does the data maintain a consistent format throughout the data set? Does it stay the same between updates and versions? So here's a screenshot from a little exercise. We have just 14 records of simple data. It should be easy to identify the data quality issues, right? Some are obvious, like the gaps in the data that you see, and some might be less obvious, but imagine try to run this process across millions or even billions of records. So your data quality detection must be automated at a mass scale. Let's take a look at how these 14 records are aligned with the 6 dimensions or attributes that we just saw. So as you see here, there's quite a lot going on, right? A lot of bad data, we can say. So incomplete data in orange, no timeliness marked in blue, emails with no @ sign in yellow, duplicates in red. Then we have wrong street addresses in teal and mistakes in title and country names in purple. Now, why is addressing data quality issues urgent? Because what we like to say is that the longer you wait to fix it, the more it costs. But if we look at the mechanisms and the costs of addressing data quality, it's actually an exponential cost curve depending on when we start addressing these problems. If we manage, oh yeah, I'm over, I'm going too fast. So if we manage data quality at the point of entry, then it might be that it takes $1 cost for an organization to manage this repair. And this is called the prevention cost, where we prevent bad data quality propagating through our data landscape and data systems. If, however, the data quality issues are not caught at source, then perhaps we've got some remedial operational activity to repair and cleanse the data at a later stage during processing. And again, typically this might be the work of a data steward or subject matter expert, but in essence, the correction cost is tenfold. And if we're unable to detect issues with data quality and allow decision outcomes or reporting or analytics or whatever to be based on invalid or incorrect data, then the failure cost might be 100-fold versus the prevention cost. So imagine these data points were taken from a report that is 30 years old. So if that was the cost of repairing data 30 years ago when data wasn't necessarily a mainstream core asset of organizations, what might it be today? Our estimations basically look at increasing these by an order of magnitude each. Hopefully this gives you a sense of where data quality issues are best addressed and the implications of not addressing them as part of your ongoing data lifecycle. Okay, let's go on and see the data quality role, or let's say here it says in the context of data architecture. So what is the role of data quality within a data platform? On the left side, you can see a range of data assets, and on the right side, you can see outcomes and deliverables that can support business needs. So we can segment or categorize data quality needs into a number of high-level concepts that you use here, such as discovery, protection, validation of your data. Then the classifying curate focuses around how we might use reference data or master data within the organization. We can also see the people and processes side of things. Data quality is very much about the subject matter experts in part of a governance process that enables them to inspect, engage, and remediate data of interest. But as organizations build out their maturity with data quality on the left side, that means that they can start to look at some of the more operational capabilities on the right side here. And when an organization reaches this level of maturity, we call this establishing data excellence, which brings in value that data quality and data trust alone cannot provide. But more of that later. What is the idea? The idea is to build confidence and faith amongst data users, and we already know that as consumers of products and services, we really value the concept quality and trust. I meant the concept of quality and trust, right? Such as the already mentioned made in Germany or kite mark. So let's define this same standard for data excellence. I'll just enumerate them since my goal today isn't to get into too much detail. The first thing we need is observability. Then we have measurability, timeliness, and historization. Basically, we want something which gives us instant insight into the aspects of the data. We want readability and compliance that our data represents, as it should be easy to interpret and easy to use. We want our data to be like the kite mark, based on the quantifiable measures, accurate, traceable, and flexible. My point being, we strongly believe that talent can bring all of those things together in one single platform. All right, just coming back to these data quality capabilities and building out how talent starts to align. Let's put all this into context and see what are the key capabilities of a data quality tool or platform. So on the left side, before we mentioned discovery, protection, and validation, and here we're starting to put some, I guess, meaning to those words here, right? So we've got when it comes to, let's say, data discovery aspects like profiling, you're gaining insights into the shape of data, the type of data, and so on. Data protection is all about the policies of masking, obfuscation, or indeed protection of the data to support your different outcomes and different viewpoints. Based on the roles of people, data validation is typically about the schematics, the rules, and the compliance. I would like to mention the importance of stewardship activities here at the center that subject matter experts might need to do, primarily manual activities to deal with in-flight data quality issues that have not been captured at source. Now, if we take a look at the back end of this process on the right side, we've got products and services that you would typically see. We have the introduction of a data catalog that might create a classification hierarchy or taxonomy for our data. We might have a focus on data lineage and provenance to understand the origins of data, which adds even more trust in our data, or policies and workflows that operationally protect and manage the use of data from a consumption point of view. So what does talent have to offer, and how do we support your organization with the data quality, let's say, journey that you have? So talent is a complete and unified platform with a robust ecosystem, which we know as Talent Data Fabric. It is comprised of three core components. The first one being data integration that you see right above the, let's say, the core of this schema. Then we've got application and API integration on the right side. And the third one is data integrity and governance, which is where our data quality and trust capabilities fall into. We're going to be looking at just the data integrity and governance aspects of the platform. So what is talent data quality? If you remember, we started with what is quality, what is data quality, and now we're continuing with what is talent data quality. So how do these various capabilities map into the talent solution? There are the so-called persona-aligned applications. As you can see from the picture, talent supports both technical personas such as data engineers. Those are the pink ones, the coral ones, the red ones, whatever. And also business users like data citizens, the blue ones. So this legend shows how these different personas are supported across a number of different talent applications that you see in the columns. We have Talent Studio, Talent Pipeline Designer, Data Inventory, Data Preparation, and Data Stewardship. On the left side, however, you can see all the Gartner-defined critical capabilities in the rows for a DQ platform and which talent application supports it. So please note that this only applies to Talent Cloud. I won't be getting into the nitty-gritty details of each application, but if you wish to know more about a certain feature, please let me know and we'll schedule a separate call or I'll send you the corresponding materials. All right. We have another representation of Talent Data Fabric here. So as you see, it's intended for multiple personas with different access rights. So who work on one unified platform. We have data engineers, integration specialists, data scientists, data stewards, citizen integrators, and analysts working together on a data set, each with their own assigned activities. Deployment models include multi-cloud, hybrid, or on-premise options, and it scales with the speed of your organization's growth or the maturity of your organization. Well, this brings us to one of the key parts of this presentation. You can see here what we call the Talent Trust Score. For this use case, we're looking at all marketing campaigns in the last 3 months. Talent Trust Score is an aggregate computed metric that measures 5 different metrics of the data and combines them into a single number which represents the level of confidence your users have in the data. The score scales from 0 to 5. As you can see right now, it says 2.8. So those users that I mentioned before make changes to the data sets, right? And with each improvement, with each change, the score gets higher. So as you can see here, it went up, for example, by 15%. So this is how Talent aims to, let's say, instill the trust in the data sets that you have with one platform where everybody can access and improve the data. All right, so transition to data health. There are many challenges to successfully implementing and managing an organization's data strategy today, and we've looked at some of those challenges in our session. The biggest problem organizations still face today, however, is getting value from their data. Many technology service providers are focused solely on the mechanics of moving data, whereas Talent is delivering solutions that align data to business outcomes to ensure that we focus our efforts in the right areas to drive results and business value. And this alignment is called a culture of data health. So, going back to our view of data quality in an ecosystem, we were focusing on the left-hand side of this schematic here. As maturity improves, an organization might also start to adopt some of the concepts on the right side to drive your data literacy and data democratization. We believe when a company puts these things together, it lays the foundations for data excellence. But what I really wanted to show you is if we start to overlay some of the Talent products over these capabilities, you'll see that for each of these capability, there's a different product that Talent has. So we've got data inventory, data quality and big data, as well as data stewardship here on the left side and data catalog on the right side. There's not much to add here as these are quite self-explanatory, so I'll just move on with this presentation. All right. What can you do to improve your data? Here's my call to action to everyone who is aware of the data quality and trust challenges at your company, right? Get in touch with us and our team of experts, and we can prepare data strategy for you, give you a test license key, make sure to allocate, you should make sure to allocate budget for data quality projects, and we can give you some special offers on purchases by the end of this year. And then as for 2023, make data quality and data governance projects your top priority and call us for consultancy and support. Well, basically, if you have any questions for us, please let us know in the chat or reach out to me or my colleagues and we'll get back to you ASAP. For now, this is all from my side for today. I hope you enjoyed this session and pick up a thing or two. It was my pleasure to be your speaker for today. Have a great day, and yeah, that's it for me.
So yeah, Rusmir, thank you very much for this really great presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. So we just overlay some kind of those slides. If you have any questions, just please let us know. Otherwise, you can also write the questions down, or maybe later on we will also send you a link and survey and so on. So basically, you can put those questions also in the survey, or later on also on poll or anything else. I would also like to thank you for your attention, and then have a nice day. Maybe just for the end, we would like to give you, so basically because Christmas is nearby, one day of free consultant with one of our experts from data management, as we said, and we will draw this guy, and we will let you know who will be awarded after that. So thank you very much again, and have a nice day, and good luck with your data quality initiatives in the future.